and that is Netflix is coming out with their new show, Marco Polo. And
Marco Polo.
if you don't know who Marco Polo is, have you
You
never
haven't
played
been
the
to a
game?
pool.
That's what I was about to say. Have you never played the game at the pool? Okay, that doesn't really explain who he is. I understand, but you've heard the name. You've heard the name.
Marco.
Polo.
Marco.
Okay. We're not gonna do. We could go on like that for a while because he's way far away from me. It'd take me a while to reach him, but
Chewbacca
so-
could do it.
he could.
He could do it in 5 seconds.
He is.
Chewbacca could do it.
But yeah. So Marco Polo, he is, I believe he's the 13th century explorer. He's the guy who is renowned for opening up the Silk Road, trade between China and European nations. I believe he was Italian. I'm not 100% sure on that.
He might as well have been. Whatever.
All those guys were
Portuguese, Italian, something.
They were all Italian back then. But this is
Venetian.
going to be on Netflix, and this is going down as one of the most expensive TV shows ever created because they put $90 million into a 10-episode season. I mean, that, I believe there's only one show that has ever taken more than that, and that is Game of Thrones. So, yeah, Game of Thrones is pretty awesome. And I'm kind of excited to see this show because of the history it's going to be telling. Now, Game of Thrones didn't really tell you any history. But shows like The Tudors, that was a really good one. That told pretty cool history about Henry VIII, but in a dramatic flair. But so if you don't know what happened with Marco Polo, when he was traveling east back in the 13th century, you had a group called the Mongolians. Yeah, they had pretty much the largest empire the world had ever seen at that point. And I think still to this day that was the largest empire ever. It was led by a guy named Kublai Khan. You can say something.
Khan.
Kublai Khan.
I was like, maybe. I don't know who's had the largest. Maybe it could have been the Mongolians, I guess.
I think it was the Mongolians. I think by the time now everybody had the largest one. Alexander had the Great had the largest empire. Then the Romans had the largest empire, or the Persians were first. Then and it went so on and so on.
I think with the Romans, it was really just more of the most famous because they controlled like very critical areas was the thing, central areas. But whatever, yeah. The Mongolians had a lot. After
Mongolians
Genghis
did
Khan
some pretty interesting things. And so this is taking place with Marco Polo in the court of Kublai Khan, and he's trying to negotiate and open up trade between East and West, pretty much. Because they had stuff like gunpowder still wasn't back west. They had silk. Well, that's why they call it the Silk Road.
Yep.
Different spices and different things like that.
Spices were huge.
And what was happening at this time, and this is truly legit stuff in history, is Kublai Khan's younger brother, I believe it was his younger brother, decided, hey, I should be the great Khan of everything. And since the empire was so big, it was split up into littler groups, easier to manage. So he decided to take a couple of the groups, and even the main group of Mongolia, and had the great tribal of Khans, or the Council of Khans, that was what they were called, I believe, name him Big Khan, and there was a huge war ensued. So what happened? Of course, Kublai Khan won. Spoiler alert for the show, I guess. But not only that, after that happened, Kublai Khan did found the Yuan dynasty. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And that was one of the longest-lasting dynasties in China. I believe it went on for 600 years after that. And he's the only non-Han empire to rule all of China all at once.
Okay.
So there's a lot of cool things going to be going on. This is going to kind of be your Chinese Game of Thrones with a white guy thrown in there just to make white people happy.
Or just because Marco Polo is a...
Yeah, but you don't really need him as a central character for this story to go on. But, I'm not hating.
Probably.
I'm just saying, it's a pretty cool thing. And I can't think of any show, like we've gotten some Japanese Empire show, but most of it's the stupid European monarchs, where, I shouldn't say stupid, because a lot of those stories are pretty interesting. But I've always wanted to get kind of a show with like a Japanese samurai base or something like that, or a Chinese Empire base, just to get a little bit of a different flair.
When you're going with the Mongolians, like, did you ever see the movie Mongolia?
Mm-mm.
Mongolian? That's a one that I highly recommend. It's a good one about the Mongolians and the rise of Genghis Khan, of one of the early Khans that started uniting and driving towards the greater power, and his life story of all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's a really good movie, and I think there's even a sequel now. Yeah, I think it's a subtitle one you probably have to get, but it's worth it.
I don't do
There's some good
subtitles.
action, good.
Mm-mm. I don't read and watch at the same time. I can either read or I can watch.
Maybe you can find
Cannot
it
do
dubbed. I don't know. You might be able to find it dubbed now.
If it's dubbed, I'll watch it. But if I have to read and watch, that's not
Look,
how I roll.
honestly, a lot of the movie, the dialogue doesn't matter that much. It's like you can tell, okay, shit's going down. They're fighting. Okay,
There's a big
someone
army
took
over
his
there.
girl.
There's a big army over there.
No, someone
It's
took his
going
girl.
down.
Now he's going to go find his girl, and now
So
he
there
kills
you go.
massive numbers of people.
It's going down. And that's kind of what we're going to see from this show. That's what I imagine. You don't put $90 million into 10 episodes without there being just massive battles going on left and right and these huge giant sets, and I'm guessing tons of really cool scenery shots. So I'm looking forward to it. It does drop on Netflix December 12th. But let us know what you think. Are you excited to see this show come out? Are you going to binge watch it all in one shot, or are you going to space it out? Let us know. Hit us up, comments down below. Of course, @Where'sMyFace on Twitter, Google Plus and Facebook. Always good ways of getting a hold of us.